Hello everyone. Today I want to show you the best underpainting for oil pastels. If you work on Yapo paper or Yupo paper, I don't know how to pronounce it correctly. And I think that the problem here is that Yapo paper actually is very glossy. And if you use any kind of ink, alcoholic ink, acrylic ink, watercolor, liquid acrylics, or even gouache, the layers will be very transparent. And the problem is that we need, you can use all these water-based mediums if you want to block in the major colors in your landscape or still life. And I will show you, actually we'll start with gouache. It's you see I'm just using a kind of burnt sienna. I'm using a brush which is more like an acrylic brush, or I think it's better to use either a watercolor or acrylic brush, because oil brushes are very rough and they will leave these lines, lots of lines on the paper. So I think that okay, for the sake of I'm just blocking. I'm showing you how to paint a meadow. I won't do the whole painting, but I will show you how to start it. And so this is kind of grass, grass that we have in Virginia, lots of grass. And I'm using a bit of gouache and basically a very cheap set of gouache, and it's not the gouache that I'm using. The colors are not transparent. They're kind of, you see, sorry, they're not opaque, they're transparent. Yeah, they're kind of transparent, and which is fine. I mean, which is fine if we want to just block in some major colors, like I'm using some brownish purplish. I'm using acrylic ink too. You see, acrylic ink here is very transparent. So any kind of ink, I think, will, or watercolor, will leave your paper like this, semi-transparent. But what is important, that we need something really dark, just to, if we have some dark shapes in our landscape, we need really some very dark colors, like even like black or dark purple or blue black. And for this purpose, I think I found that either acrylics, not liquid, the usual acrylics, or I have printing ink. I bought some printing ink because I was thinking about doing some prints, it kind of etching. But I think that I have this black ink, and I have a tree which will be in this area. It's actually not very, it's not working the way I want it. Yeah, I have so I have this really black ink, and you see it is still not very dense, because it's still kind of transparent. Yesterday I actually used lots of yeah, if you use more of this black or dark blue or whatever color you see in the shadow of this tree. It's actually more, why is it black? Because, or dark blue, or it's like the end of the day, and so it's the end of the day, so it's some trees and some shadows here closer to the tree, and there is a mountain here, and the sun is kind of setting, so it's really not not the landscape where most of the masses or plains are in the sunlight. And here we have the mountains, and the mountains may be any shade of, I don't know, blue, green, blue, depending on the season. I think that we can go with this maybe even purple, kind of purple. Maybe when it's November. But still, you see, I'm doing this underpainting, right? And it's still pretty much transparent. This is unfortunately the quality of this paper, which doesn't accept well, underpainting really well. And I think that still, you know, if we apply acrylics or inks, you know, in very you know, strong consistency, lots of pigment, we can still, I may even add some yellow. Maybe that's a lot, but I'm not really painting here. I'm just showing you how to, maybe green is better here, how to start a painting if you have a white paper, and you have this Yupo paper. I think that, you know, this Yupo paper, it's pretty good because it's synthetic. It's just it has a glossy surface, but in fact it accepts any medium, and I think oil pastels, it accepts oil pastels really well. So I think that there is some accepting quality in this paper, which I really love, and it can be torn, you know, so I don't know, you can't really destroy it or tear it apart, like tear it into pieces or something like that. So, and I will probably add some acrylic, kind of pinkish sky, you know, just to cover the white, you know. Just to cover it like this. And then we have to wait for it to dry, I think. And is it like, oh, this one's actually dry already, so it's, I think that gouache dries pretty fast. So what's happening, I'll just show you how I do it. Sorry. And then you can you can actually apply pastels like this. You see, I'm just adding pastels, and I can add, you see, actual pastels leave a nice marks here when it's dry. You know, it needs to be dry, and then it's not really dry, and for some parts are not very dry, but you see, you can leave all these marks easily on this kind of paper. But it's much easier because we already have something on the paper, and we can add any kinds of, I don't know, green here. Not very wet. You see, it's not wet, but it's not a problem. We can add some maybe green here, some cooler greens. Yeah, it's not dry, but that's fine. I mean, when it's dry, you can add more and more layers, and I don't know if you can see this one, but I'm just adding this. Let's see, kind of violet here. I'm just using my own colors, more like blue violets. Yeah, not very dry here, unfortunately, but you know, so it actually accepts oil pastels really well. But this area, it needs to dry. It's just not dry. It's not dry yet. And all like different shades of blue. I don't know, you can and of course some darker blues here. Some darker blues. I think that I'm using kind of what pastel. I think that I'm using mostly I'm using Lightwish or Quilox. I'm using Sennelier. I just have them all these pastels in one kind of box, and I think that I like Montmartre pastels, and I like Soho, which is very soft, and all of them are nice, but I strongly recommend you to work with Holbein pastels, which are not as oily and soft as Sennelier, but very, very well, very highly pigmented. And you don't have to buy everything. You just buy some dark colors that you need, like Payne's Gray, Indigo, I don't know, ultramarine blue, dark magenta. If you use a lot of magenta, like dark violet. I mean, all darks are very nice, and medium value colors are very nice in Holbein. Maybe some greens that you use a lot, right? And I think that Sennelier darks are very good, so you don't have to buy everything. And besides, you can buy jumbo Sennelier pastels, and I strongly recommend to buy transparent darks, like emerald green, Prussian blue, phthalo blue. they look pretty much the same because they're very, very dark, but they are very good in mixing. And you just put this color and add a lighter value color, and you have this beautiful any kind of, this is actually more like blue green here. Okay, so you see it's It's actually drier than it used to be, and we can I added some green here, so just to make it more interesting. So, and we can add, yeah, so it's working. It's still a bit wet here, but we can add even some oranges, maybe some oranges here, just mixing, you know. You can always mix colors which are close to each other on a color wheel, like greens and blues, blues and violets. Don't paint with complementary colors right away, like greens and reds or greens and purples, because you will get kind of muddy colors. So start your painting with I would say pure or almost pure colors that you have already, ready-made colors, and then you can see, like, start with warmer colors, and then you can always add cooler colors. I'm just looking for some neutral greens here, maybe some kind of greens, because they will be so still not wet. Oh, still wet, sorry, still wet, but we need to wait for this area. Is still, you see it. I want to add some purples here, just the shadows and everything, but still, you know, it's not very okay. And even like some deeper emerald greens will work. This will be like flowers that grow in this area. I just went for emerald greens, but you can use any green you like, you know. It's just what matters are not colors, but values. So, and what I'm saying is that I want to add some blue colors here that we have a lot. They bloom. They bloom a lot. I'm just, you know, removing this white. And I can also add some blue, beautiful blue colors here. Still a little bit still wet, you know. Still, yes. I think that printing ink actually, it takes him a lot of time. It takes this medium a lot of time to dry, and I'm just adding some dots of color like this. Okay, so it's like this. So sometimes when you feel that you need more and more color, you just add these dots of color, and this is how I love to paint with oil pastels, just all this very impressionistic technique, you know. And you can always, you know, you can always think that you need maybe just more contrast, right? That we have. Yeah, still it's not really dry, but that's fine, you know. We just need to wait. It just takes more time that I expected it to be. So you have this area, and you can always, what I like about oil pastels, that you just introduce new color, right? For instance, this color, okay, and it's kind of this cool terracotta, I don't know, this cool color, and you can always add it's very soft, actually. It's almost like it's almost like yeah, I can play with colors and add like pinkish colors here, or I don't know, whatever you see, or okay, maybe a little bit too much here, so we can, sorry, we can add more brown. And now, for instance, I'm just adding this very dark purple here. I love this. This is Sennelier, actually, and I love this. This is what I was talking about. If you want a dark transparent color, this is a Sennelier magenta, and it's dark and transparent. So I'm just adding it, and I can mix it with whatever color I want. I can mix it with blue. No, it's not good. Actually, this, why it's not working? This is a hard art echo kind of hard pastels. It's not, you see, it's not working. It's not actually mixing well. It's not dark enough. So this is what I think you need to know. So if you have softer and darker colors like Sennelier, or actually Lightwish have, I mean, Quilox, they have really nice colors. So you can always apply these colors like this and create a needed contrast, you know, even above. Sorry, it's moving a little bit. I will add some. So right, you just add darker. I don't know. I'm using just black here, but maybe not black. Maybe a dark purple. I don't know, dark blue, blue gray. I don't know, like Payne's gray, whatever colors you see. But you can always add them later, not right away, because we need to understand that this is the shadow, right? And still there are some colors in the shadow, some reflected light. So don't make your darks too dark. I mean, they should be dark, but there should be some place for reflected light and colors of the reflected light. Okay, so, and now you see it's actually kind of dry here, and we can add more colors here. Okay. This is not very, no, it's not dry. Yeah, so the printing ink needs, it needs a lot of time for it to dry. Okay, so I'm not going to really finish this one because it will take me another 30 minutes to do it. But I just wanted you to see that you can always, for instance, I want just to add, you see, I'm adding lighter values to the mountains, for instance, right? This kind of purplish, and it works. So Yupo paper really accepts layers of pastels well, you know, but you better do a good underpainting. And okay, so now you know how to start on this paper, and I will keep you updated about all these papers that I bought. I bought just many different papers. I bought just the usual thick paper, and my advice, if you want to buy a paper for oil pastels, white or toned, just go for the new Sennelier mixed media paper. And I bought it. I will do a small demo next time. I'll just show you this kind of paper, and it's, well, of course it's expensive, you know, all Sennelier products are expensive, but it's gorgeous. I'm just finishing a large painting of actual the meadow, the same meadow, but in the fall. On this paper, it's 20 by 28 inches, and it accepts pastels, oil pastels. Just, I don't know, it's the best paper. And it as good as pastel matte, but it has some tooth, just a bit of tooth. It's somewhere something in the middle between La Carte, which has a lot of tooth, right? And also French La Carte, and pastel matte, which is smooth. Pastel matte is my favorite because it accepts everything very well. It accepts oil pastels very well. It accepts dry pastels. But this new paper, Sennelier mixed media, it's it can be bought. I bought it in gray and this kind of brown, light brown, medium brown. And yeah, I'll show you how to paint on that surface. Okay, thank you for watching. Sign up for my channel. Give me a like if you like it, if you like this video, and keep in mind it's a lot of work. Yeah, every video, every demo, it's a lot of work, and it's free. Okay, bye then.